Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the World Tour of BrownieLand. I am with a very special person to my channel and to my real life, my cousin Zeta. Where'd you go? Oh, you're hiding behind a tree. Come back here. There you are. Thank you so much for joining me today, Zeta.
Hey.
So we're going to be looking at some different parts. We're going to be looking at the Neeson farm, the Neeson Homestead. We're going to also walk through the forest over here, and we're going to head and visit the sheep farm, as well as Wells. There's a Wells Night house over here, and we're going to also visit the city of Raisley. So, are you ready to go ahead and get into it?
I am. I'm very excited.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and come down this way. That's the city of Alowick right there, which is where we just ended up in the last episode. But if we follow this out, you'll start to see some farmland again. So basically, like I had said in the last episode, I want to kind of make everything kind of detailed out and make it feel alive. So that's why we have a lot of farms. Well, who's going to take care of all these farms? Well, the farmer. The Neeson Homestead is right here, and this is based off of one of my moderators, Mr. Neeson DK. There is some lore. Basically, they are a very wealthy farming family, and they kind of own all of the farmland outside of Alowick in this area. So this is their homestead. This is the barn. And we've actually got villager farms down below.
Ooh.
Now, I believe these still work in this area. Yeah, I believe these still work here to a certain extent. He's not getting certain ones. That's kind of funny. But yeah, so these still work to a certain extent, and then they basically get sent up. All of the stuff gets sent up to the top, and gets thrown into the storage areas up here. And I've kind of combined a lot of these shulker boxes, so you can kind of see how much we've had coming through here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we got a little bit of stuff. There's also a pumpkin and melon farm below, as well as a potato and carrot farm. I don't know what's in here. Oh, there's a lot of it's just empty. But the potato and carrot and pumpkin and melon farms are going to be down here. The pumpkin and melon farms work still, but the potato and carrot farms do not work anymore. Part of the Neeson Homestead is also these fields. So these are pastures for cows, and you can see I've got a few cows here and there. I'm going to end up breeding all of these guys up so that there's a fair amount of cows in this area. But I also don't want too many to create lag. So basically keeping lag from happening.
Yeah.
So the next area, we're going to kind of continue along this pathway here. And we're going to cross this bridge up here that goes to a small house, which is also a farm up here. This is going to be our wool farm. Now, again, I want to do some sort of pasture here for sheep, but I want to split it up into different pens. So I want one of every color in this area. I want to probably have like 3 or 4 sheep of every color in this field up here in different pens. But the coolest part is down in here, inside of this house. And again, there used to be villagers in here, but they've long since gone. If you come to this corner over here, there is a way down.
Oh, I hear the sheep.
Yep. So this area, it still needs cleaning up because it's a little messy, but you can see this is our auto sheep shearer. There are 2 sheep per color, 5 colors per section, or 5 sections per color,
Oh,
and there are 3 levels of the same. So all in all, there would be 480 sheep in this area.
yeah.
And now we walk through the forest. And right off here is actually a small house, which is in the a similar design to what Wells Knight was using in one of his cities, his world. And I built this and then built a another hamlet based off of his style because he provided a lot of inspiration for me to start my channel. So I wanted to kind of honor him that way by putting this up in this area. That way, it's it kind of honors him that way as he's part of the world, and he did so much to help me kind of have that inspiration to start up this world. So
Oh. Did he just overall inspire you to make a channel? Is that why? Like
yes.
you? Okay.
hmm So I just I wanted to kind of provide that in this world. Just as a kind of a thank you to him. So, and I will be writing lore for this house because of the person that lives here will have something to do with Wells Knight, like in honor of Wells Knight. So, but we'll continue down this pathway. I do want to go through, light up this area, make it look really cool, and then have kind of some detailed out looking area in here for the forest. That way, as you're walking, there's still a lot to look at.
Yeah.
We'll continue down here. One of the major things that I really like to do is set up little areas along pathways that kind of draw your attention away from the main idea. And there is something in here, in this small area, that adds to that drawing your eye away. Can you see what it is?
Is it that over there?
It is that over there. But if you're walking and not paying attention, you have the smoke particles going up above the trees. And if you're walking and did not see that, there's actually path blocks here. And you're like, oh, what's this? And it actually leads you right on into this campsite area. So you have a nice little campsite. You've got this little tent in here. Nothing too crazy. But this is one of those things that adds a lot into the world and makes it feel more alive.
Yeah. Is this going to be like something that you do over there in the dark forest with the Wells Knight house?
There may be some tents. I want to try and limit how close they are. So there may be a tent in there. But I kind of want to do more of a forest feel. So more like leaves in the ground and like piles of, or maybe a dead tree here and there and that type of stuff. But
Okay.
I'm not going to say that there won't be any campsites in there, but I don't know how many, basically.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
as
you
we
don't
can
really want to overdo it.
exactly. So we'll continue on this pathway then. And the big reveal is something that I really like. And I think this has a really cool big reveal in this area. You start to see some buildings through the trees and some colors and that type of stuff. But for the most part, everything's kind of blocked by the trees. You can get little views of everything.
Yeah.
But as you walk, it kind of all opens up. And it kind of opens up into this really cool bridge that crosses the harbor, and you actually start to see the city for what it is, which I really like. So this is the holy city of Raisley. And there are 2 real-life cities that I've taken a lot of inspiration from to create this. Can you guess what those two cities are?
Uh, Not off the top of my head, because the one city I know you've been to the most is St. Louis.
Yep, and St. Louis has nothing to do with this. So they're actually two very, very historical cities. And
Oh.
as we go through, you're actually going to see that architecture kind of come out. So the first city is Jerusalem. The reason I've chosen Jerusalem is because Jerusalem actually has three religions that call that place holy. You got Judaism, Christianity, and you've got Islam. So those three kind of converge as that is the holy city.
Hmm.
Whereas in this city, there are actually four that call this area holy. So as we go along, I'll kind of touch on those. So this pathway here that leads directly into that ocean monument, that's actually a temple for one of the religions.
Hmm.
Okay. So I haven't really done anything on the inside of this. I've just kind of built it in here. Eventually, I do want to put some sort of like actual worship area in here.
Is there a reason why you chose like this city to be ocean themed, kinda?
Um, Basically, with all of my all of the cities in this world, at least so far, all of them have a vanilla structure that they're based off of. And I really wanted to work with something that was drastically different from the Woodland Mansion because the Woodland Mansion was the first city I worked on. And so I was like, well, I need Prismarine, so might as well make a, you know, Prismarine farm. And then I was like, you know what? We'll just take that temple and relocate it here and do the city here because I think this works really well with that kind of the rich tones of the spruce trees and then this really kind of like aquamarine dark green colors. So I think they just work really well together in this
Yeah.
biome. So this here is going to be the Library of Raisley, and it kind of has that really nice grand texture to it. And you walk inside and it feels grand. It's got this large bookcases, large areas of bookcases. You have a second floor with some chests that I have not put away. But you have these nice little balconies here to where you can kind of look out, see the city for what it is, and be like, oh man, this is cool. You have a really nice like domed area, glass dome. You can look down and see the library down there.
I
And
like
then
how, like, for the bottom floor, since it's like ocean themed, it looks kind of like a what's it called?
a trident.
Trident. Yeah.
Yeah, that was totally unintentional, but it works. Yes, you're absolutely right. It definitely works for the city. And then I did put out these this balcony over here as well, so you can kind of look out and see what's going on. So we'll head back downstairs and out the library.
So do you know how many houses there are in the city off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, no. Um, I do not have any clue. And I'm actually in the process of tearing all these trees back out because I grew them and then I didn't like them, so I think I'm going to go with a more custom tree. And there's obviously some more houses over here. But what I really like, especially in this area here, is being able to see this bridge all the way across.
Oh, wow.
I really like how this bridge turned out. And plus, it's on a diagonal. So it just looks really cool. And I'm just happy with it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I also like going across it. So let's go ahead and cross it.
I definitely understand what you meant by this city goes really well with spruce trees.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice.
Yeah, everything just feels so well connected together. So, like I had said, I really like that grand reveal. And I'm sure you've noticed there are the beacon beams, and then there's that very large building, that structure that you've kind of had pop in and out of view a couple times.
Yeah.
We'll get to that here in just a moment. There's a really cool reveal as we follow this around, but that's actually our stadium, kind of our coliseum for this. Because the other city that I've taken inspiration from is Rome, and this is actually based off of the Curia Julia, which is the Senate house. So this is eventually I will have this all detailed out again, like I said. But this is where the Senate would meet for the city. And then I've actually made a little area over here with offices. So we can have a little desk here and a chair here. So, they have their own little office space. So if we come over here, we'll kind of continue our pathway to one of the most recognizable buildings in Rome. And this is our first temple for the second religion. So I can't remember if this is the Pantheon or the Parthenon. I always confuse those two.
I think it's the Pantheon.
I think you're right, but I can never remember. This is a scale model of it, though. So it is actually 22 meters tall, and the sphere that it would create is exactly like the sphere it would create in real life. Only in real life it's 44 meters rather than the 22. But 22 made it fit in more with the size of this city. So, and what I really like is with the shaders, the sun kind of shines through with this cross shape at the roof.
So is the reason why you base this city off of those two cities, is it just because of the religion, or just because you liked how their style was?
So part of it was style, but the lore that I've come up with has a lot to do with the religion. So it's kind of a combination of the two.
Okay.
Just because the religion that this is based off of is very heavily influenced by Roman mythology.
Yeah.
So, but again, you can kind of see it's just a little difficult to see because of the trees and houses. But if we walk down here, it starts to get a little bit closer and bigger, and then you have the grand reveal as we get around this last house of the Colosseum. This is probably one of my favorite builds in this city. One of my most proud builds, but from the edge to edge, it is 75 blocks long. So this is a 75 block long or block wide diameter circle. So it's really cool. You can go up to the second level here. Eventually I want to put in vendors. But if you walk out here, this is a huge reveal for how big this building is. From the outside, it doesn't look this big, but especially if you stand here in the middle, it feels huge.
I mean, it's understandable. Like if you have like Roman based buildings, you have to put the Colosseum.
Absolutely.
It's like a necessity.
Absolutely. The other thing I would like to do is put some polar bears in here in cages rather than lions, because there's no lions, but polar bears make sense.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go ahead and jump up here again, and we'll come out because there's a few other areas over here that I want to point out to you. First, we're going to come over here to our little theater area. So you've got this really
Ooh.
nice stage and amphitheater, which again is a very Roman built design. So again, you kind of have to have an amphitheater if you're doing a Roman inspired
Yeah.
city. And
There's
then we've
certain things you need.
absolutely. And then we've got a little college in here, which again, details have not really been set up, but eventually there will be classrooms better. We have 2 buildings here that are actual like big halls, which these are actually a little bit basically the most detailed out. So you can sit there, I can give the lecture, and then this is a big blackboard. In fact, it's blocks of coal is what it is. Same idea with that one over there, only it's a little bit different. I've just kind of used a different trapdoor in there, but it's the same feel.
Yeah.
And then this last building here, whoops, is our telescope.
Oh.
And eventually we'll put an actual telescope and a way to get up to the top. The last thing that I want to show, well, there's 2 last things. Okay, so there's a few things here still. All right, so this here bridge, you actually helped me with this field over here. But this bridge is probably my favorite bridge in this entire world. It feels very modern. It feels like a suspension bridge, but it's also got this kind of fantasy feel to it as well. So I really like how this turned out. I think it looks really nice, and it fits with this city pretty darn well, and it's a nice entrance into the city.
I definitely like how like the first thing you see crossing the bridge is definitely the Colosseum.
Absolutely. I do too. I like that a lot. And then the final thing that I want to show off in this area. Well, no, I can't say that. We have the temples here, some more temples to the different main gods of this religion, which the Parthenon or Pantheon is the earth. This is the air. You have water. You have fire. And then this small temple up here is to the Aether. So there are the 5 different gods and goddesses as the main people for this religion. And then they do have like minor gods and goddesses as well for other things. So I forgot there is one last thing. This is truly the last thing. But if we come over here, we actually have the Jungle Temple based area, which is highly inspired by the Incan and Aztec style. So this here is the 3rd religion of the 4 that call this area holy. Now, this is one of the 2 that are dead, which means nobody practices this religion anymore. And I've kind of actually left some of these houses in ruins, and then there's also some houses that are restored. So this is almost like a historic area that they're finding more out about this religion and this civilization. The final religion in this area is actually a nomadic people with some heavy influence from the Native American culture. So they considered this mountain range very holy and that it had healing properties in it. But yeah, that is the city of Raisley.
Whoa.
There's a lot. There's a lot in here.
Oh yeah.
And I hate the fact that, you kind of have to rush through to get like all of the information in that you can, and you still have to skip quite a bit.
I definitely feel like you got like the more important areas, like
Yeah.
theater, Coliseum. You got the religions down. You got the um, like how like the building base down. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
I definitely know a lot more about this city now than I did.
absolutely. But yeah, this is a really awesome city. If you guys are curious about more information about this, do visit my Twitch channel because I can explain a lot more in detail about the different lore of the different areas if you are more curious. Because there's a lot going on and there's a lot of lore that I've written for this world. So, but I think that's going to do it. I'm going to end on this bridge because I like this bridge a lot.
Uh,
But thank you, Zeta, for joining me. Like I said, I've been
you're
wanting to do
welcome.
this world tour with people that are important to this channel. My moderators, and some very close friends and supporters that have really helped me kind of create this world. And Zeta, you are no exception to that rule. So, thank you again so much, and thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you really enjoyed it and want to see more content in BrownieLand, make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BrownieBits_gaming. But anyways, that is going to, yes, yeah. Okay. That is going to do it for us today. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next episode.